Welcome to GLI. This is the electric guitar section. I'm James Duclos and I will be doing the majority, if not all, of the video lessons. So the first one is guitar anatomy. This is the first lesson you'll watch. This is where you take your guitar out of the package and this is where you start. So, here's my guitar. It probably looks something like yours. Just red. It's got one of these little bars. It's called a whammy bar. So, let's see. The first thing you're going to do is probably hold it like this. Well, if you're in a chair and you're right-handed like me, you'll take this little curved edge and you'll put it right on your leg, just like that, and it'll stay there. So that's how you hold it. These little strips of dots are called pickups, and they're actually little pieces of magnets. And what they do is they sense when the string vibrates, and then they convert it into an electrical signal and send it out to your amp. The next thing is the bridge, I guess. Well, we could just kind of jump around here. This is the bridge. This is it's where the strings are fastened to the guitar, you could say. If you have a whammy bar like this, you can push down on it and the bridge will move and it makes a cool sound. And these are knobs. This is the volume knob. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then you have these two knobs and a switch. What this switch does is it toggles the pickups. It'll make this one on, both of them on, the middle one or the neck pickup on. It'll just switch between them. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tones you could get out of your one guitar. Unless you have a different pickup configuration, you have different number of pickups. So let's start with the neck one. And then you can flip through them. And you can hear the different tones. Now, your tone controls will only go to certain pickups. And one will make them. You just kind of have to mess with it. Each guitar is different. Each tone controls go to different pickups and such. And then this is a cable, and it goes into the input jack on the guitar. It's better if you turn your amp off before you plug it in. And these little metal things that go across the neck are the frets. And to make noise, you could say noise, because I don't think we're quite to music yet. Just take your finger and you push down on the string between the two metal pieces. So you have frets, or the metal things that go across the neck, which is this long piece, obviously, and then you have these little dots. These are called fret markers, and they are 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. And then these are 15, 17, 19, and 21. If your frets go up that high. They probably do. And then up here is the nut. It's like the bridge, but it's at the opposite end of the strings. And it kind of holds the strings at a certain space apart from each other, and it kind of acts as the lowest tone out of your strings. So if you play all the strings open, it'll sound like this. And then you might have a little plastic thing right here, and that is to cover the truss rod. And what the truss rod does is it's actually a piece of metal that goes all the way through the guitar, all the way through the neck. And since the strings are so tight and they're obviously metal, they're taking the guitar and they're squeezing it. So what the truss rod does is it bends the neck the other way, so your neck is straight as an arrow, or slightly off. Next are the tuning pegs. And what these do is if I pluck a string and I move one, how you tune the guitar. So each one goes to each string. And these are the tuning pegs. And they're just little holes that the string wraps around. And your name brand will be right here. This is called a string tree, and it just holds these strings down so that they hit the pegs at a good angle and it's not too steep. And then if you have a strap, you'll connect it to these. There's one here and there's usually one right here. Sometimes this one is like over here on the headstock, or it's behind the neck. But I've got a strap here, and they're usually cut like that. They have a circle and a little cut. So you just take it and you kind of work it on there so it's on there good. Put it around your neck and under your arm like this, and then you connect it to the other one just like that. And then you can hold it, you can adjust the height as you feel comfortable, and then you're on to playing after you watch our lessons. What else is there? On the back you have this little plastic plate, and you can see there's a little holes in the plastic plate. What's underneath this is springs, sorry, not strings, springs, and they hold the bridge down if you have a whammy bar. But if your bridge is fixed and you don't have a whammy bar, you might not have this plastic plate. So when you're restringing your guitar, you put your strings in these holes, and then they come out through the top of the bridge and so on. Now if you have a plastic pick guard, that's this white thing here, it protects the guitar's finish from being scraped by your pick or whatever other tools you're using to play your guitar. Underneath this is a bunch of wires, a bunch of you'll see the other ends, the pots of your knobs, and then you'll see the other end of the switch. It's nothing too complicated. There's probably a bunch of holes in it too where they dug out the guitar's body to make room for all the wiring. It's not a big deal if you take it off, but just make sure you can get it on after you take it off. So for guitar anatomy, that's about all you need to know. The things you're going to use the most are obviously the strings, the knobs, switches, and the whammy bar, and the tuning pegs. Everything else you probably won't have to use for quite some time. Oh, and the input jack. So that's pretty straightforward. It's just kind of a little vocabulary lesson for you. If you have any questions on what things do, or if you have some weird thing on your guitar that wasn't explained in the video, then check out the forums or email one of the administrators or moderators at the forums. Just ask questions and you'll get answers. Thanks a lot. Check out the forums at www.guitarlessoninsider.com/forum, or you can link there from the main site. Thanks a lot.